Hi everyone, welcome to the Big Lady of the Small House channel, and today I'm going to show you how I pickle the garlic. That's one of my favorites, and for this year I'm kind of a little bit late for pickling it. It's already drying out, but this is the last stage where it can actually be pickled. I prefer to buy the ones that the outer scale is still soft and inner scale are kind of more or less edible. But still, even with this one, you can make very nice pickled garlic. So as I said, usually I make this at the first week of May, but this year I was kind of late. But still, this is the last one suitable for pickling. So I'll have to clean up everything and I'll continue in the house. So I've cleaned up everything. I've picked those that had the outer scale intact, so there is no soil, no insects inside of the garlic. I removed the basil plate, most of the part. It's a good idea to have, even if it's good to have some garlic split into pieces, because that will be very important when we will fill up the jars, to fill all the gaps and spaces. So this one is cleaned now, and now it's time to wash and fill the jars. Now the jar is filled. This one is 3 liters. This one is 2-liter jars. And before I start marinating it, I need to ferment it for 3 days. And that would be the hot fermenting. I will fill it with boiling water. For 3 days, I will change the water every day, exactly 24 hours. And after that, I will apply the marinade to that. But so far, let's start with the boiling water. The kettle is boiling. Now, before I start marinating, I have to ferment garlic for about 3 days. It will be the hot fermentation. First of all, it will kill all the bad bacteria that might remain in the garlic itself. And the second, it would remove the harsh smell and taste that I really don't like in other types of marinades of marinated garlic. So we need the plate that will collect the extra water that will come out of the jar. And for my usual amounts are the 3-liter jar and 2-liter jars. So everything is filled up very tightly, as you can see. It's all packed up well. The less space will be in the jar, the more concentrated will be the marinade, and the tastier will be the garlic. So what I need, I just boil the kettle. Wait a couple of seconds. And fill up the jar till it's full. Put the lid on, but not secure it too tight, because we'll be opening it every day. Every 24 hours I will replace the water. Rinse the garlic. Let's wait for a couple of minutes until all the spare air comes out. I might even try to shake it. And add some more water on top, because in the morning you will see that the water level will be somewhere at the neck. And for 3 days I will replace the water every day. Get the old water out, rinse it, add more boiling water. That would remain for 3 days, and I will show that later in this video. As you can see, the result is going out and the water level is dropping. That's why I have to wait till the whole process finished and get all the air bubbles out. Just to speed up the process, I shake it, but usually I let it go naturally. All the empty spaces in the garlic are filling up, and the air comes out from all the air pockets. You might want to add some more water later on, but just put the plastic cover on top, or maybe the plate, and leave it for overnight. And we'll see the next part in the morning. Now it's the second day of fermenting the garlic. This is the smelliest day. My husband calls it the breath of the dragon. As you can see, one jar is okay. The other one is slightly cloudy, but it is also normal. Just replace the water in the cloudy jar more often, maybe twice a day. I'll set it aside. So what we need now, that's my waste pot, is just pour the water out. The smell is incredible. Pour the fresh water to rinse the results of fermentation, because we want to have the water clear. And flush it back. And as the kettle boils, actually the garlic here is very soft. You can press the garlic that was standing out. You can squeeze it in, so it will be less garlic exposed to air. And we'll wait till the kettle boils and then fill it up with water again to the top. Wait till all the air bubbles leave the jar, and fill it up with water again, and leave it for another day. That will be the same exactly process will be done tomorrow, and on the fourth day we will start marinating it. And this is the moment I've warned you about. This is how the jar looks a couple of hours later. After I fill it, it's still warm, but as you can see, the amount of air that was inside the jar after I filled it with water was enough so that the water level dropped down to about more than half an inch, almost an inch. That's why I told you to fill up with the boiling water once everything settles up. So fill it up till the edge of the jar. So the 3 days of fermentation has passed. This is how the garlic should look like. The water is cloudy, that's absolutely normal. The smell is not terrible as it was on the first day. As you can see, a little bit of foam, that's absolutely normal. This is what it should look like. Just a reminder that every day after I filled up with boiling water, I waited for about 10-15 minutes till all the air comes out from the pockets inside the garlics, and added some more water, and still, as you can see, about 1 centimeter water level drop down. This is what we will continue after marinade is added. And now it's time for the marinade. Now, as the kettle boiling, I've already rinsed a couple of times the garlic. I rinsed it till the water got absolutely clear, so there is no cloudiness left. And let's prepare the marinade itself. For the 3-liter jar, I use 1 teaspoon of sugar, 3 tablespoons of salt, and if you prefer to use the vinegar essence, is 1 teaspoon, or if you use the 9% white vinegar, it's 40 milliliters. I prefer to use the wine vinegar. It's this color. Just make sure that there's no sediments left. And as the kettle boils, I will first dissolve salt and sugar in the boiling water so that it won't stay in one place in the jar, so we don't have to shake the jar till it gets dissolved. Just I fill the jar about half of the jar with the boiling water. Add some water into the cup just to dissolve the solid particles. Can you imagine shaking the jar to get this stuff dissolved? You can use the fine salt, but I found out that the fine table salt that you use in the general live cooking is less salty than this rock one. So if you use the fine grained salt, you would require a little bit more than 3 tablespoons. You can see that's why you need to dissolve it first before pouring it into the jar. It's okay if you leave some of the salt particles at the bottom. It will eventually dissolve in the jar itself. It's preferable to dissolve it as much as possible. And pour it into the jar. Let me add some more water. Probably the percentages of salt is too high already. That's okay, it's almost dissolved. So it can be poured in on top of the garlic completely. Add the vinegar and fill the jar to the top. It will take about a week of marinade to get through to the inner part of the garlic, and after a week it will be ready to consume. Just make sure that you get all the air pockets out. You can see it's already spreading in and the air pops out just a little bit. So generally this part is over. All you have to do is fill up the water to the top in a couple of minutes and seal it with a plastic jar or the screw-on type jar if you have the top. If you have a jar with a screw-on top lid. And that's it. The marinated garlic is ready. Thanks for watching. Bye.